And we are live. Welcome for this weekly live stream on the latest and greatest news in Ethereum and DeFi. I do this every Monday at 11 p.m. UTC plus 8. If you don't know me, I'm Julian, your host, and on AIRDROP I teach blockchain development. And if you are new here on this channel and you want to become a professional blockchain developer, register for my free training on AIRDROP. So once again, I have the wrong link. Oh my god, AIRDROP bootcamp. AIRDROP. Let me see, what is the correct link? Oh my god, I do have the wrong link. Okay, this is this one. Yeah, okay, so register here if you are new to blockchain. And also tomorrow I will do a special episode, so another live stream. So this is about the result of a poll that we did 1 or 2 weeks ago about how we can set up a system to vote for the content of AIRDROP. So there were several options. One option was to do a token. Another option was to do just a web app. And so a lot of people voted, and I want to show you the result of the poll, and there will be a special announcement. So tomorrow at 11 p.m. UTC plus 8, special episode. Come back to the channel. All right, so next we're gonna start with the price of Ether. So that was a very bullish week for Ether. Another one. We already had very bullish week 2 weeks ago. So we've confirmed that we are solidly above $2,000. And now 2000 is a support, and we have established a new all-time high at 2186. So this new high was tested again and rejected, but we're still trading high. So it might be the reason of this increase this week might be due to Coinbase, which is going public in a couple of days on April 14. So it's like a major milestone for the whole crypto sector. So Bitcoin, Ether, all the crypto are going to keep pumping this week. Then Mark Cuban, the famous billionaire who is very into crypto, said, "I think the application leveraging smart contracts and extension on Ethereum will dwarf Bitcoin." So he said Ethereum will dwarf Bitcoin. Then I keep quoting, "Bitcoin right now has evolved to be primarily a store of value, and it's very difficult to use it for anything else. You really have to work a lot harder on Bitcoin than you do on Ethereum." So Mark Cuban was not initially into crypto, but he finally started to invest in Bitcoin before switching his attention to Ethereum, DeFi, and NFT. So far the other billionaire seems to be really focused on Bitcoin, like pretty much the mainstream media, but Mark Cuban already switched to Ethereum. So yeah, hopefully he will convince his billionaire friends to come to Ethereum. All right, so next let's have a quick look at the gas price. So there is an interesting development for gas fees this week. So it came down to a 5-week low, very unexpected. It's 50% down compared to last week, even though we had a new all-time high on Ethereum. Usually when you have a new all-time high, usually the gas fee goes to the roof. So why is this? So this is mainly due to the adoption by traders of flash bots instead of PGA bots. So currently 58% of the hash rate on Ethereum is achieved by these flash bots. PGA means priority gas auction. So this is a kind of arbitrage bots that monitor competitor transaction and keep bidding up the gas against each other. And so this has the unfortunate consequence of keeping the gas fees very high on Ethereum. So before, most of the arbitrage bots, they were using this PGA bot, but now they are switching to a new kind which is called flash bot. And one of the good consequences for the network is that the fees are going down. By the way, I think I will do a video on Flashbot. Let me know in the chat if you're interested in Flashbot, because it seems to be the new hot thing right now. All right, so next let's continue with the market cap of DeFi. So we reach a new all-time high. We are above 50 billion now. We are at roughly 52 billion. in terms of the number of Ether invested, we're at more than 10 million. That's slightly less than 10% of the total number of Ether. And if we scroll down, we can see that for the very first time, we have a DeFi protocol that has a total value locked above 10 billion. That's Compound. So it's really a big milestone, and later this year we'll see many more protocols here that reach 10 billion. And so yes, here we are above 50 billion for the total market cap of DeFi, but I do think 100 billion is coming very, very quickly. Okay, so next, let's see what's going on with the DeFi rate this week. So yeah, USDC here, 13% on DYDX is pretty nice. Do we have also some, yeah, USDC 10% on Compound, so it's pretty high rate. Tether almost 12% on Aave, but the most crazy, like a couple of weeks already, is the stablecoin of Synthetics SUSD, which offers 32% on Aave. Pretty insane. Then let's see the winners and the losers for the DeFi coin. So this week is roughly 50-50, as many winners as losers. So in the top winner, we have Pancake Swap here, which is doing super well. Oh, I regret it so much. Like, I wanted to buy it a couple of weeks ago, but for some reason, I was busy on other stuff. But man, I missed on like the nice 50% pump this week. I'm so disappointed. Then what do we have in the pump? Oh yeah, 1inch, because they launched. We have some news about 1inch. I'm going to talk about this more after. Dodo Finance, DEX. Then what about the loser? So for the loser this week, the token of Compound minus 20%. Yeah, I mean, for me, this is a long-term holding. Like, it's the kind of token you buy it and you keep it for a long time. I mean, Compound, this is the biggest DeFi protocol right now. Yes, I'm not really too worried when I see this minus 20. It's nothing. Yeah, Auto Farm, yield aggregator on Binance Smart Chain is done. Also, yeah, Balancer, but nothing. None of the really famous DeFi protocol is really is not really done a lot. So yeah, everything is fine. Okay, so next we're gonna continue with some news from Bancor. So Bancor is one of the oldest DEX on Ethereum. And they announced a new update, so they will start to burn 5% of the swap fees that are accrued by the protocol. So when users stake the platform native token, which is a BNT, when they stake BNT on Bancor, they receive an equivalent amount of VBNT. And this VBNT token can be used to vote on governance, but it must be returned if the user wants to recover his initial BNT. So the protocol will now buy this VBNT token from the open market and burn it, which will lock part of the BNT in the liquidity pools forever. So of course this is deflationary, and that is very bullish for the price of the BNT token. So quick history of Bancor, because it's one of the oldest DEX on Ethereum, and but they've been really under the radar and few people know about them. So they raised 150 million in the ICO in 2017. They became one of the first AMM exchange in 2018. They had to deal with the hack. They survived the crypto winter in 2018, 2019. They even airdrop some of their Ether reserve to support their community. And they launched a V2 in April last year in 2020, followed by another version in October 2020. And so this latest version saw the introduction of concepts like single-sided exposure and impermanent loss insurance. So it's pretty unique. And so recently, Bancor introduced something called Vortex, which basically enables users to stake BNT in exchange for this VBNT token. And after, they can use this VBNT token as a collateral to borrow other tokens. So it's a little bit similar to Aave, which started to accept the LP token from Uniswap a couple of weeks ago. But in the case of Bancor, it's all integrated in the same protocol. So yeah, it's nice to see some news from Bancor so that we know it's not completely forgotten. And I hope they're gonna rise a little bit in the ranking because they are working hard. Okay, so next, some news from InstaDApp. So InstaDApp is one of the most popular DeFi dashboards. So it allows you to manage all of your DeFi investments with one unified interface. They launched an on-chain governance mechanism that uses the newly launched token INST. So there is no mention of how exactly the distribution will work, but it will probably be an airdrop. So from this point forward, all the changes to the InstaDApp protocol, like which protocol to add, all of these changes will go through their governance mechanism. So for the anecdote, InstaDApp was created in 2018 by two brothers who were 18 and 17, if I remember well. And they first presented their project at a hackathon. It got some traction. They received a few millions of investment from some of the most prestigious VCs in the Silicon Valley, like A16Z, if I remember. So it's really a great success story, and I show you that you can really start a project from scratch and you can get traction very quickly in this space, get funding, and basically you get started like this. Next, some news from 1inch. So 1inch, which is one of the most popular DEX aggregator, has released the 1inch network. It's a collection of various DeFi protocols. So we have the 1inch aggregation protocol. That's the current DEX aggregator we already know. And also now we have the 1inch liquidity protocol. So this is a next generation automated market maker that protect user from front-running attacks and offer some capital efficiency to liquidity provider. So we see more and more projects that start to tackle this front-running issue. So it's nice to see this, because front-running is really something that ruins the experience of many traders on Ethereum. So soon it will be a solved problem. The 1inch network is governed by the 1inch DAO and the 1inch token. So if you remember well, at the beginning of this year, I did a collab with 1inch. And yeah, and at that time, I told you to buy the 1inch token. And you can look at what happened to the price. It went up like crazy. Yeah. All right, so next. Gnosis. Okay, so Gnosis, this is a prediction market protocol, and they launched a new product called Gnosis Auction, which is based on the idea of Dutch auction. So this allows to raise money through an IDO, which is an initial DEX offering. So it works with a system where bidders can place different limit orders during the auction, and at the end there is a clearing price that is determined. So big bidders who put a price above the clearing price have an allocation, but the other that put a price below the clearing price don't have an allocation. So bidders can participate in an auction by using the Gnosis app, so that's the most simple, or directly by interacting with the smart contract of Gnosis using a script. So this allows for some more sophisticated strategies. One of the biggest benefits compared to other ways of doing an IDO, like listing a new pool on Uniswap, for example, one of the big benefits with Gnosis Auction is that this is resistant to front running. So front running is a huge problem for IDOs on Uniswap, where you have bots who do sniping. Actually, I've made a video about this if you are interested. So Gnosis is solving an important problem here. Gnosis was one of the first projects launched on Ethereum, if not the first one. They did the ICO way back in 2016. Unfortunately, they haven't received a lot of attention, but it's good to know that they are still there, innovating and pushing new ideas. Then we're gonna talk of Kyber. So Kyber, which is a DEX on Ethereum, released the new AMM, which is called a dynamic market maker. So the goal is to have a more flexible system and higher capital efficiency. So each pool defines an amplification factor called AMP. So if the pool trades within the range of the amplification factor, the capital efficiency is higher, which means with less capital you can produce more trading fees. Otherwise, if the price is outside the range, the pool cannot trade. So the big question is it better than Uniswap V3? Because it seems quite similar, right? So it's difficult to say if it's better. So, but what I can say is that it seems to me that Uniswap is going more in the direction of a low-level protocol that won't be used directly by users because it becomes more complex for end user to use it directly. Whereas with Kyber, the new options that are offered to each pool are options set by the operator of a pool, not by traders. So it will probably be easier to use Kyber for end user compared to Uniswap V3. All right, so next we're gonna talk of Cream Finance. So this is one of the top lending protocol on Binance Smart Chain. This is a fork of Compound and is introducing flash loans. So the cost of each flash loan will be 0.03%. And yeah, so we start to see more and more flash loan on Binance Smart Chain. First, we had the flash loan of Multiplier. Then we also had the flash loan of the fork of Uniswap, like Bakery Swap, of PancakeSwap, and now we have Cream Finance. Then news from Liquidity. So this is a new lending protocol. It allows you to get 0% interest loan against Ether used as a collateral. So loans are paid in LUSD, which is an USD pegged stablecoin. So loans need to maintain a minimum collateral ratio of 110%. So users can also deposit LUSD to the stability pool in order to earn ETH and LQTY reward. So that's the token of the project. And one interesting detail is that the team of Liquidity does not maintain an official front end. So if you want to access the protocol with the front end, you must use one of the third-party front ends. So I never heard of this system before. It's interesting because we will see more creativity and diversity for these different third-party front ends. But at the same time, it also introduces more risk because each of these third-party front end is an extra point of failure that can be hacked. So we'll see how this model works out. Then some news from the FEI protocol. So FEI, which is a newly launched algorithmic stablecoin, has failed to maintain its peg. So on top of it, some security researchers disclose some security vulnerabilities. So not a great week for the launch of this protocol. So the holy grail of a stablecoin is to be without a collateral and entirely algorithmic. But so far, all the algo stablecoin have struggled to maintain their peg. So this is still a technology that is being researched. It's not ready yet. Then some news from DYDX, which is an advanced DEX on Ethereum. So they just launched their perpetual swap on layer 2. They use StockX, which is the L2 chain of Stockware. So traders can now trade with zero gas cost. Yes, zero gas cost, lower trading fees, and reduced minimum trade size. So that's very important because now that means that you don't need to be a whale if you want to trade on DYDX. So this is the first established DEX on L1 that becomes available on L2. And it's good that the first DEX to do this move is a smaller DEX like DYDX, because if this experiment fails, we limit the risk. So I'm happy for Ethereum because when we will have enough of Ethereum DeFi that moves to L2 chain, Ethereum will be back in the game. Then some news from Badger DAO. So Badger DAO is a DeFi project on Ethereum focused on Bitcoin-centric DeFi project. Yeah, it seems quite strange when you say it like this. So they just announced a new partnership with Fireblocks, which is an institutional on-ramp. So the goal is to bring more institutional Bitcoin to DeFi on Ethereum. So this is really a great example of how Ethereum always wins, even when other blockchain seems to win, because Ethereum has been described as a liquidity black hole, so it will keep sucking the liquidity from everywhere. And I think that one day we will see some tokenized stocks on Ethereum. It is coming. Then some news from Chain Swap. So this is a bridge between the different blockchains. and they just raised $3 million. So they want to provide an infrastructure to allow projects to easily build multi-chain applications. So they want to leverage the current trend of project to go multi-chain. So it's interesting, but it's also technically this is quite complicated. Okay, so next we're going to continue with some news from JP Morgan announced the launch of a blockchain solution to reduce the number of rejected or returned payments. So they will test the solution with 12 banks in Taiwan. So for those who don't know, I'm based in Taiwan, and I can tell you that banking in Taiwan is absolutely awful. Like it's basically he stays stuck in the past. It's like a old bank in the 80s, old technology, old everything. And it's especially very expensive to send money abroad. So I hope that this can help to solve the problem. So JP Morgan is one of the most active player in enterprise blockchain. They have built the enterprise blockchain called Quorum, which is now managed by Consensus. Next, some news from Miami. So Miami wants to put real estate title on the blockchain. So this project is a collaboration between the mayor of the city and no less than Vitalik Buterin himself. Transaction fees for real estate are usually very high, between 5 to 8% when you buy or sell a house. So I think we can reduce this a lot by using the blockchain, and it would make real estate markets way more liquid. So in DeFi, we haven't talked much about this yet, but to me, this is one of the best use cases for blockchain. There are already a couple of blockchain project that focuses on this, like Realty, if you are interested. Then we're gonna talk of Bitcoin. So the SEC acknowledged an application for a Bitcoin ETF. So now they are reviewing this application and they have 45 days to answer. So I can tell you that if in 45 days they answer positively, they approve this ETF, Bitcoin is going to go to the moon like the rest of the crypto market. So that means we have a really nice option here that the market will totally explode in the coming weeks. Next, some news from Near Protocol. So Near Protocol is a so-called Ethereum killer. So they built a bridge between Ethereum and their network. Before they have raised 21 million, notably from A16Z, one of the biggest VC in the Silicon Valley. So Near Protocol will also launch full Ethereum virtual machine compatibility in the future, which means it will be very easy to port Ethereum smart contract to their blockchain. Next, some news from XRP, which has doubled in 7 days. So XRP struggled towards the end of 2020 because the SEC suggested that Ripple may have done an illegal security sales in the ICO. So why do we have this sudden increase? So that's because last week a federal judge exempted Ripple executives from having to provide their personal financial records to the SEC. And that was interpreted as very bullish by the market, but I think that's a little bit premature. To me, XRP, no matter what happened with this lawsuit, this is still a phantom chain with no future. This was part of the bubble in 2017, where a lot of money went to places it shouldn't have gone. So yeah, like for me, all of this is short term. So yeah, careful with XRP. Then some news for developer from OpenZeppelin, which is the creator of the famous Solidity library of the same name that everybody uses for tokens. So OpenZeppelin built an interface to interactively build a contract out of components from OpenZeppelin. So you can see the interface here. So you select the kind of contract that you want. So ERC20 or ERC721. So you set your parameters, and these are features like the token name, symbol, etc. And it will generate all of the code necessary. And you can copy paste the code, and it's ready to be compiled and deployed. Or more likely, it will be a starting point to be customized. So you probably won't be able to launch a fully functional tokens with this, but this is a nice starting point, and especially if you are not very technical, it can help you to get something to get started. All right, so we're gonna do the Q&A, but first I'm gonna quickly remind you of my free training if you want to become a professional blockchain developer. So I just quickly copy paste the link in the chat. If you're new here, take this free training. It's going to give you some very useful tips for how you can get started as blockchain developer. All right, so now I'm gonna go up in the chat and see a little bit what are the questions. So hi Eric, hi Phil, hi Fadol, hi Siam Tanda, hi Yuri, hi Ayodeji, hi THX, Miss Hacker. Okay, so first question. Did you know anything about Tai Chi Network? I think it's a way to dodge front runners. No, I haven't heard of that one. I've heard of the flash bots, but I'm gonna check out Tai Chi. Yeah, it's cool to see all this project to dodge the front runners. It seems like a really big thing right now. Hi Etienne. Hi Chi Sherry. Hi George from Mexico. Hi Dunkler. THX. 2 weeks ago, we all thought there was gonna be a new currency called 2 Bitcoin, but that was just an April Fool's joke. Yeah, I thought about doing an April Fool's joke, but yeah, in the end, I decided no, not gonna do it. Vidum, hey man, Eric Badier saying yes, Flashbot, please. Yeah, probably maybe later this week or next week. Yeah, I'm really thinking of doing something on Flashbot. Crypto technology. Hey, what's up? Approve. Any discount on student ID? No discount. Abracadabra. 1 inch is on Coinbase. Oh, really? I wasn't aware of that. Wow. I mean, 1 inch is gonna pump like crazy. Maham, we need a detailed video on forking PancakeSwap for farming. Wow, that's very specific. Hey, we already released a video on forking PancakeSwap. Yeah, so check that one first. All right. Then Abracadabra. Julian, do you know one of the people behind Gnosis is Vitalik? I know that is one of the advisors. So what happened is when Ethereum was launched in 2015, Vitalik was asked by many projects to be an advisor. So at the beginning, Vitalik was quite enthusiastic. But then I think Vitalik understood that every project is going to ask him to be an advisor. And he didn't have the time to review any project, I guess. So yeah, at some point I remember on Twitter he just said, hey guys, for your information, don't ask me to be an advisor of your project. I won't be advisor of any project anymore. Yeah, so Gnosis was really one of the first projects on Ethereum. What an interesting time. Yeah, Ethereum was very different back then. Yeah. Etienne, I need your flash loan course but can't afford it. If you can put your course on Udemy, let me know. No, it's never gonna happen, Etienne. The whole point I'm doing a YouTube channel is not to put on Udemy. No, and it's yeah, I mean, it's, you know, like, if I would say if you cannot afford the flash loan course, actually I don't recommend the flash loan course in this case. If your problem is to make more money, actually you should target to be a blockchain developer first. You can be a freelancer, and as a freelancer you can make money quite quickly. So yeah, if you have money problem, I would not recommend to take the flash loan course. First, I have other course to become blockchain developer. This is called 6-figure blockchain developer. So yeah, that one will be more useful to you. Then best APY for ETH, have ONX 22% APY. Okay, I don't know this project ONX. Then Mohit, what do you think about Deeper Network, sir? Okay, Deeper Network, I haven't heard of that one. Max, do you think that ADA will surpass ETH once they're gonna have smart contracts? No way, no freaking way, because of network effects, they're just facing a uphill battle. You know, like on Ethereum, we are talking of scaling the smart contract system, but on ADA, on Cardano, sorry, they are still talking of adding the smart contract feature. Like they are like 3 years late, you know, like it's just it's not gonna happen. AJ Irfan, sir, make a video on how to create an app on Binance Smart Chain network so that any coin can be exchanged. You mean like to build a DEX on Binance Smart Chain? Building a DEX is probably a little bit too advanced as a tutorial on YouTube. In my course, 6-figure blockchain developer, we do build a DEX on Ethereum, but you can also deploy it on Binance Smart Chain. And I also have a couple of video for building dApps and smart contract on Binance Smart Chain on my channel. So yeah, do some research. You will find some good stuff for what you want. THX, also, what time is your next stream for tomorrow? Same time, 11 p.m. UTC plus 8. Abracadabra, agree, XRP is corrupt. Yes. Dave Schaefer, be careful. Why? No, I think you mentioned XRP. I just mentioned that XRP is not a good coin to invest in. Even though now you see a big pump, this is nothing. They have no fundamental, basically. All right. Then what else do we have? Mellow J, hello. Fox Rayman, hey. Any upcoming offer for your courses? No, not in the short term. Any Angelos, any plans for a Rust course for Polkadot Kusama? Maybe. So basically, I'm gonna make another announcement soon, but basically I want to start to hire teachers for Eat the Block. So I set up a company so that I can have an infrastructure to hire people. And yeah, like if I hire a couple of teachers, and maybe one of the courses will be on Polkadot. Yeah, probably. Fox Rayman, any opinion on this Reflect Finance copy token on BCX? I haven't followed this trend, Reflect Finance. AJ Ifan, okay, same question. Then Maham, what are your thoughts on Polkadot? Yeah, this is quite original. Some part are similar to Ethereum 2.0, where you have like a central blockchain and then like some shard that they don't call it shard, they call it how do they call it a parachain. Yeah, parachain. But what I like about it is that each parachain is customizable. So yeah, it's like a variation of the design of Ethereum 2.0. Interesting, but I would say compared to Ethereum, if you're a blockchain developer, if you want to work on Polkadot, it's a little bit lower level. Like the kind of expertise you can bring to Polkadot, it's going to be a little bit lower level. You're going to use languages like Rust, for example, and your job will be to customize some of these parachain, for example. So probably the market for this is smaller. Technically, it's also harder, but it doesn't mean that it's necessarily you necessarily have a higher pay. It doesn't necessarily mean this. Yeah. So different kind of opportunity for the job market as a blockchain developer, I would say. Then what do we have? K. Fochman, when are we going to see you on a DeFi project? Ha, good one. Well, maybe I should create the DeFi project myself. But I receive a lot of requests. A lot of people want me to be in their project, but unfortunately, I can't. I can't because I'm just so busy on Eat the Blocks. But I would love to participate in some DeFi project, but right now I haven't really found a way to make it compatible with my schedule, unfortunately. Yeah. Okay, so then what do you think about ERC 1155? I've done a video on that, I think more than 1 year ago. So yeah, search on YouTube ERC 1155, you will see my tutorial. Fadel, is it possible to apply for becoming a teacher? What's the process? Yeah, so I mean, this is the first time I talk about this, so I'll probably do a webinar on this. So I'll send an email to the list. So yeah, just make sure you're on my emailing list, and yeah, I'll do a webinar probably out of YouTube, and yeah, I'll explain the different opportunity, and after you guys can get in touch with me. Then, so Fox Raymond saying Reflect Finance was the first token with tax transfer to all holders. Interesting. Source code. Okay, I'm gonna check it out. Then which question we have? VIP legal education. You won't acknowledge Pop Cycle Finance, but it's DeFi. Pop Cycle Finance. I saw this in the news today, but I can't remember if that was positive or negative. No. Yeah, Abracadabra is talking about Polkadot here. Apparently, you did some research here. Good. Ruffino, catching up on stream. Yes, please do a video explaining flash bots. Okay, seems like there is a lot of demand on that. Etienne, I'm so interested in flash loans. Really cool. Yeah, like flash loan is it's kind of funny. Like last year, when I first did the video on I have a flash loan, I think that was in February or March. At first, I did not realize how groundbreaking it was. I did this video, and then quickly it became like the video with the most views on my channel, and yeah, it became obvious that there was something huge here. It's because flash loan can only be done in DeFi. So when you explain this to people of traditional finance, they're like, what is this thing? Like, there is no equivalent. So it's not just something that is copy pasted from traditional finance, but this is like real innovation. Yeah, that's why I love it. Lex, what framework do you prefer, Truffle or Hard Hat? So I'm used to Truffle. I know that a lot of people now, they start to switch to Hard Hat. I just don't know Hard Hat enough to really make a good comparison, I guess. But I mean, both of them are fine, really. Like try both of them. They're quite simple. It's not like Ruby on Rails. It's like CLI framework, so it's much more simple, and both of them would work, no problem. Etienne saying Truffle is more robust. Well, Truffle has more history. Truffle is backed by a bigger company, I believe, because the Truffle has been acquired by Consensus. Truffle has probably way more integration, especially for enterprise blockchain. I know they are really big on enterprise blockchain. They also have this big partnership with Microsoft. Yeah, but the two teams that support Truffle and Hard Hat, both of them are really serious people. Abracadabra question for Julian. Where are we with Jewel DAO? Good question. So you will know more of this tomorrow when I will do this special episode, and basically we will talk of how we are going to curate the content of Eat the Blocks in the future. So yeah, there will be a big announcement. Yeah, I can't say more for now. I love it. Some suspense. Lex, I've seen loads of new projects using Hard Hat. Just wondering what are the pros and cons. Yeah, the pros and cons cons is New Year. Yeah, it's more new, so maybe a little bit less battle tested, less integration. Cons, they've learned from the mistakes of Truffle, so I know that people hate the deployment system of Truffle, for example, so I do believe it's a little bit better on a Hard Hat. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Jacob, any thought on Alchemist project? No, unfortunately, didn't have time to check that one. But yeah, I see it more and more being mentioned on Twitter. So yeah, I gotta catch up a little bit. Dixon saying, personally, I prefer Truffle all day. Yeah, guys, every time I do a video where I ask for people's opinion, I know it is gonna be a good video, okay? So if I do a video like Truffle versus Hard Hat, I'm gonna have like a lot of comments. Yeah, I prefer Truffle, and then other people say, no, I prefer Hard Hat. It's the same for blockchain, like Ethereum versus Cardano. Like you can be sure that kind of video work a lot. Clay O'Neill, what mechanism allowed a part of a flash loan to be combined into a single transaction? In my mind, it's 3 transactions. No, because basically, if you want to do a flash loan, you need to deploy your own smart contract. So so there is what we call the outer transaction that calls a function of your smart contract, and then in the function of your smart contract, then you can do some sort of embedded transaction if you want. So in the function, you're gonna first call another smart contract. So this is the flash loan provider smart contract. You take the money, then you call another smart contract, so a DEX where you buy, then you call another DEX where you sell, so you do the arbitrage, and finally you reimburse the money. But yeah, you have this outer transaction, and inside you have this this embedded transaction. Then HNR, maybe too long question, but I can understand Uniswap V3. How would you explain in a 5 years old? It just very simply, it allows you to specify a price range in which your liquidity is going to be used. So instead of saying, okay, I'm going to provide liquidity for the whole range of prices, you're going to say, no, I just want my liquidity to be used in a certain price range. And that means that during this price range, when it trades in this price range, you accrue a bigger proportion of the trading fees, but if it trades outside, you accrue 0. If you want more explanation on Uniswap V3, check out, I think this is my last live stream 1 week ago. I explained this in more detail. Yeah. Either it's 1 week ago or 2 weeks ago. Yeah, that I explained this. Okay. Then, what do we have? I'll be Abracadabra, I'll be Juldier. Oh well, I'm ready to buy all the tokens. Yes. So Fox Rayman, Hard Hat console log and Solidity, but they are a bit fake. Oh yeah, this is an awesome feature of Hard Hat. Etienne, how is your trading bot doing this so far? Okay, so me, I don't run my trading bot because this is a full-time job. But yeah, you can steal my code. You can take my code from GitHub and run it and tell us how you're doing. Lex saying truffle test all day. Yeah. Still this fight between truffle and Hard Hat. Brand Vision, how to get $100 free in Binance? $100 free in Binance to start trade without investment. I don't know. I don't know about that. Abracadabra, question for Julian. BTC SB, the tokenized version of BTC hash rate, which is used in DeFi, seems to be really something. What do you think about that? Wow, I never heard about this. Like, this is so crazy. Like, this is the tokenized version of the Bitcoin hash rate. Oh my God, like, this is like some sort of derivative of a derivative. Okay, I need to think about it. Yeah, thanks for telling me this, Abracadabra. I had no idea at all. Okay, guys, so I think that we are going to wrap up here because I see this is the end of the question. So just before we finish, let me just copy paste the free training. If you want to become a professional blockchain developer and you want to receive some very, very useful tips, so take this free training. You just have to register. It's free. And yes, that's it, guys. We are going to wrap it up here. And tomorrow, so at the same time, 11 p.m. UTC plus 8, I'm going to do a special live stream for a special announcement. All right. Okay, guys. So thanks for coming. Have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow for my special live stream. Bye, guys. Bye, everybody.